There we go. Good evening, afternoon, or evening, everyone. I am Old Man Strikeable, and welcome to our first D&D game on this channel.
Let's go!
Joining me is, as far as other streamers go, joining me is Nerds Fail Me and the Lord of All Mayo.
Hello.
Also joining is others I play other D&D games with, Bro Scamp and Rich.
I'm not a streamer. Howdy.
And today we are going to be running everyone through the Sunless Citadel. I've got a lot of experience with this one. Got a mishmash of players here from pretty much all over the world, or close enough. Okay. And before we get started, how about one by one, let's have you all introduce yourselves and your characters. Whoever wants to go first.
Should we go alphabetically or?
Yeah, go out.
I'll start, I guess.
Okay, there you go.
Hello, a lot of people know me as Mayo, but today I am Dutolvi Riamdro, a Tiefling cleric who kind of focuses on like the good in people rather than the bad. Despite the natural Tiefling kind of thing, I wanted to kind of mix it up. So he's come from another part of the world.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. I'm sort of known on Twitch as Nerds Fail Me, and my character is a half-elf monk called Dakarel. He's an explorer. He likes sort of finding out stuff about local legends and old ruins and that sort of thing. Keeps lots of notes. Can sometimes be a bit overeager, but he's got a good heart. His heart's in the right place.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Richard, you next.
My name's Rich. I'm not a Twitcher, so hello, Twitch world. Today I will be playing Redmane of the Hills, a Leonin paladin. Unusual in that his mane is actually, you're not sure if it's dyed or what, but it's crimson and scarlet. And I've been given special dispensation from my pride to go out and explore the world in search of things that might benefit the pride. So I'm just happy to be there.
I'm Scamp, and my character is Chire, a Warforged standard bearer. And he actually wears his standard that he actually wears the banner that he used to carry as a cape. And he is looking to reunite with his troop once again, as he has been more or less I can't remember the word. Separated, I guess.
Okay. All right. And for one reason or another, each of you became, I guess friends is the right word. Decided that, it's safer to travel in a group than individually. But you've run into a slight problem. Going out adventuring exploring takes money. Luckily, though, there's a solution to this. You've heard rumors in the nearby town of Oakhurst that a I had this all set up and now I'm sorry. Oh, Roll20 is also freaking out a little bit. So viewers, I apologize when Roll20 freaks out and moves pictures around. The matriarch of a noble family in Oakhurst, Carowyn Hucrell, is offering a reward of 125 gold pieces, or 250, if you can find her missing children, who had joined up with a separate adventuring party and went to explore a location nearby called the Sunless Citadel. Roll credits. So, needing money, and it also seemed like a fun adventure to do, you all head over to the town of Oakhurst. There we go. Move my picture over there. There we go. Let me just drop your guys' tokens in. And I just realized I didn't update your token, nerds. I apologize for that. I'll get right on that.
I didn't want to say because I wasn't sure if it was just an issue my end.
No, it was a problem on my end. I derped. So while that's loading, there we go. Alright, you guys should be able to freely move around your tokens. Go ahead and give that a try.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome, that worked out fine. And where would you like to go? You've arrived in town.
But at this stage, we haven't actually met the person whose children we intend to go and find for the reward money.
You have not, no. This is just you guys just arrived in town.
Okay, well, I'll go to the inn, see maybe what's on the bounty board, since it seems like we're out of money.
Yeah, I mean, the inn's the centre of any sort of cultural space, so it seems like the logical starting point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you all head over to the inn. I'd say it's around lunchtime at this time of day, or so it's people are coming in on sort of a lunch break to eat up and prepare for the rest of their work day. So it's bustling for the kind of community Oakhurst is. Behind the bar, you see a male human. Doesn't look too special, a little bit aged, a little bit older and wiser. Clean up, sees you, walks in and goes, what do you have? You're an interesting group, aren't you?
I would like to earn this medium of exchange. I would like to earn this media exchange.
Well, you're an interesting one, aren't you? Sounds like you could use a cough drop. If I get you right to say you're looking for work.
Yes, sorry, my friend here. Yeah, that's what we was getting at. We heard that one of the locals is looking for signs of her two lost children who went off adventuring. We wonder if can you point us in the right direction?
Oh, you're talking about the Hukrells.
Yes, I believe that was the name. Do you know where we can find the Ukral matron?
She runs the general store, just right down the road there. Can't miss it. It's pretty much the building next over.
Oh, excellent. No, that should be relatively easy to find then. Could I have a pint of ale for the road then?
Certainly. Just a second. Pulls out the cheap water skin. Pulls out a glass, fills it up, places it on the counter there, and so that'll be 5 copper.
Okay, I hand over sort of the coin to cover it. I'll edit that on my correct sheet.
And again, if you guys are confused or need clarification about anything, don't be afraid to ask. So.
Right, shall we move on to the general store then, considering that's where we tend to need to go?
Yeah, I would say so.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Affirmative.
Oh, that was awesome. I'm loving this.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the voice effect. I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I need to think of that for my Warforged character for later. Okay, so you guys, you finish off your pint, head over to the general store. You do see Carowin behind the counter. Kind of a woman who trying to keep up a smile, but it's hard to be happy when when your children go missing, even if they are adults that make adult choices and go on adventures.
Yeah, it's still hard. I'd like to greet her and sort of stride up quite confidently to the counter.
Oh, hello! How can I help you? Welcome to my store. Are you here for general supplies on your road trip? You look like a group of travelers.
Actually, we came here because we heard that there was work available. We heard that you need someone to go and delve into the Sunless Citadel.
Oh, yes. Oh, you have great timing adventures to help me look for my children. So, what's going on is my children, Talgan and Sharwin. Oh, bless their hearts. Sharwin, she's intelligent, but she had the book smarts, but never the street smarts. And Talgan didn't have any smarts at all. But I do love my children. But they decided to become adventurers and went to explore the Sunless Citadel, and we haven't seen or heard from them in about fortnights past. I'm afraid something terrible has happened to them, so I am offering a reward of 125 gold pieces per signet ring, or twice that amount if you can bring them back safe and sound. And that's
Do you know how much? Do you know how many?
125 gold pieces to each of you.
Wow, that is quite generous. Do you know how much supplies they took with them? I wouldn't want to show up, find them starving, and then not have enough food to share.
Oh, they did. They did have some standard rations for about a week's worth. Other supplies. I do know that they did. The two of them didn't go alone. They also had. They brought along a family friend of theirs. Ranger. Oh, what was the ranger's name? Adorable little half elf. What was their name? Oh, I'm so upset that I can't seem to remember her name at all.
That's fine. You've been through a lot. Don't worry yourself too much. We'll delve in there and we'll find them. Can you point us the way? Which direction do we head out of town?
Certainly, if you just follow out the old road. And Caracas. That was sorry. I just remembered the name Caracas. That was the name of their half elf ranger friend. Grew up around here. Good lad. They also brought along with them a paladin named Sir Bradford. Kind of a pompous ass. Like to show off his fancy magical sword. To get to the Sunless Citadel, you just follow the old road until you come across a great chasm. And the Sunless Citadel is down inside that chasm. You'll come across large burnt up plains.
That makes a lot of sense.
Begging your pardon, ma'am. Is there an easy path down into that citadel, or are we going to have to find our own way?
Let's see. I've never been out there myself, but I believe I've heard people talk about having either a rope or they could climb down in. And then there hasn't been an easy way up because we do know that there is a group of goblins that has themselves situated out in that area.
Perhaps if we can find the goblins, we can find their way down. It might be a bit safer than simply abseiling down on a rope.
Heck, we might even be able to hire one of them as a guide down.
Well, as far as finding them goes, that gets tricky to do. No one knows exactly where they're situated, but they do come to town about twice a year peddling a strange apple. And of course, we don't know how they make it, but they just like to sell us an apple that seems almost magical, cures all wounds.
Is there anyone else in town who might know where the goblins make their hideout? Anyone who goes out hunting, perhaps?
I'm afraid not. No, like they do come in through the old road, so I would at least suggest starting along that path.
Ma'am, begging your pardon again. Are there any children around here, like teenagers? Because I know back when I was a scamp, if I was told not to go to some place, I'd be out exploring that the very next day.
Oh, you are certainly a wise and fuzzy creature. I've never seen one of your type before. No offenses.
None taken, ma'am.
I'll just. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find teenagers and children all about. This is. It's not exactly a small town. There's. It's like about 900 residents in town, so you're bound to find teenagers and children about.
Ma'am, and again, I apologize for asking all these questions. What I'd mostly be looking for is the one that you'd want to warn your kids about hanging out with. The one that's always causing troubles and getting into things and such.
Oh, a troublemaker child. There used to be a troublemaker child, but they disappeared even longer ago. So we figured he just finally got himself into trouble, probably started a fight with the goblins and haven't seen him since. We don't know what happened to him.
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
I imagine if we ask some of the other children, they'll probably at least be able to point us in the right direction.
Yeah,
Even
I'd agree.
if the adults don't know. The kids tend to have some idea of who's the one who's always doing what they shouldn't.
Exactly my point as well. We should talk to some of the scamps.
Okay.
Shall we head outside then and see who we can run into?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys do find a group of children playing with a ball, just kicking it back and forth and such. Just seem to having a decent time with it.
Excuse me, young ones. Can we borrow you just a moment? We'd like to ask you something.
One of them, they stop their game, look at you. They're like, "Yeah, sure," and then they notice, Redmayne, and are absolutely fascinated. And like their first instinct is they want to pet his fur. Like, yeah, sure. What can we tell you, strange-looking adults? They're like absolutely fascinated with your group.
We were wondering, we're adventurers and we're planning on heading off to the Sunless Citadel. Now, I imagine that you children are smart enough to stay as far away from there as you can. But do you know of anyone who has been there so that we know how we can find the place and perhaps even get down inside?
One of them goes, "Oh,
We
yeah,
promise we won't get them in any trouble."
we used to be able to just climb down in there. They were handhelds on the cliff wall there, about our size. But I went over there a few days ago, and it seemed like or not seemed like someone had set up a knotted rope to climb down, making it much easier.
Do you know where that knotted rope is?
Yeah, it's actually right above where the footholds are. There's some big old rocky pillars right above the ravine. It's you can't miss it if you follow the path on the old road.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you kindly, youngin.
Can we pet you?
Oh, of course. I'm gonna kneel down. I'll kneel down for them to be able to reach the mane and pet that, because I know that's what they want.
And children happily giggle. You get especially happy shout of glee from little girl who you just assume loves animals.
Alrighty, so it sounds like we know where we're going. So the only other question is there anything that we need? Has everyone got all their rations, all of their other supplies, plenty of water?
I do have enough for a little while, but moving How long do you think we'll be there?
I do not require sustenance.
I mean, worst case scenario, we can always come back. It's more just having enough to sort of get there, hang around for a little while, and come back if we absolutely need to.
True, then I should be good.
I'm a little concerned because these guys have been gone for 2 weeks and they only brought about a week's worth of supplies. So I'd like to, probably grab another week's worth of supplies, a couple of water skins just to be safe, and some rope because I don't trust other people's rope.
Respect that. Should we head back to the general store then?
Yeah, let's do that.
You can head back to the general store, and if you guys have the SRD or Player's Handbook on you, it's just the price listed in there for each of those items is how much it costs. I can bring it up here on my own screen just in case.
Okay, I should be able to afford another sort of 12 rations and 4 water skins to be able to take with us.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah. 1 day's worth of rations is 5 silver pieces, 50 more feet of hemp rope, 1 gold piece. Water skins are 2 silver pieces each.
So for a dozen rations and 4 water skins, that should come out at 68 silver.
Believe so.
Are there any lanterns?
Lanterns.
I have a whole pack full of torches. I've got a full explorer's kit with me, so I've got about 10 torches on me. Do we think that'll be enough?
I have the same thing.
I also have the same pack probably, so reasonably supplied there.
Yeah, teamwork.
There you go.
Also, I have dark vision, so there's that.
Actually, relevant question: who doesn't have dark vision? Skemp, do Warforged have dark vision?
No.
Ah, that means you're the only one who can't see in the dark. We'll be fine. Like we've got torches out for days, so.
I just stick a torch in my chassis or something.
I wonder, would that give you bonus to intimidate because you would look like you were on fire?
Possibly.
Let's see. So, you guys gear up as soon as you've paid for everything that you need to pay for. And are heading out.
Excellent. Let's head off.
All right, let's do that.
Just a second.
Yep, I'm all set.
All right.
I picked up an extra grappling hook too, just in case.
Okay, cool. Okay, as you guys head out, taking the old road, it winds through rocky downs, strands of old growth oaks, and past abandoned farms. And along the way, as you're traveling here, put yourselves in whatever marching order you wish.
It's actually to call who will be up front because each one of us is pretty tanky.
Can I please get perception checks from all of you?
God, mine is so good.
Okay.
I like that I can just click it. That's really, really well streamlined.
Yeah, I do like that about Roll20s.
My perception was good until someone had to show off.
I actually am not too familiar with Roll20.
No worries. So on your Roll20 sheet,
Okay.
you should see on the left side of the character sheet, your list of skills.
Yeah, I know that much. I know I have that. But do I just click on it?
Yeah, you just click on it and it does the roll for you. All right.
Wow, well done.
Yeah, these are good perception rolls. Okay, you guys definitely notice something very weird. Here, and here. You notice that among the greenery of these trees over here, also some what looks like dead shrubberies. It just kind of stands out from among the greenery.
I'm going to move forward slightly to examine and see what could have caused these to have died, whether they've been uprooted or something.
Okay. Go ahead and move towards the spot.
As he does that, I'm going to move to a covering position.
I think I'm going to try to get closer to him just in case he gets injured or something.
I'll actually go with the lion.
All right.
I look at everyone's like, ooh, combat encounter, and I'm like, ooh, plants. I'm going to get a bit closer then, sort of now that everyone's sort of responded to my initial movement.
Okay.
Let me know if you need me to sort of move back or stop or change around accordingly.
Okay, go ahead and make either an investigation or nature check, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, that actually turned out pretty well.
Okay, yeah, these things are definitely super suspicious. They don't even quite look like that they're rooted in the ground or that they've even been uprooted.
I just sort of poke it with, because I've got a quarterstaff, can I just sort of try and move one of them with my staff to just make sure that they're uprooted and check?
Okay, and the moment that you poke it, you hear a strange hissing sound as, I need to be on the correct layer here. Where is that? As they kind of spring to life and begin to attack. And that is what's attacking you. So everyone roll for initiative. As you are being attacked by twig blights. Okay, and two. Looks like. Okay, and then. So
Well, I got my first natural one out of the way.
there you go. Right, and then on my end, bring that up. Okay. All right. Jair, your move first.
Okay.
And you, because the group's generally high perception check, you guys all seen them kind of spring to life and move to attack. So they lose their chance at a surprise.
Yeah, I'll just throw out a great sword attack. Wow, great.
You pull out your great sword and you swing, and you misjudged how tall they were going to get, and your sword just swings harmlessly over them, over that one, and you kind of almost lose your footing a little bit and like spin a little bit in place, but it's almost kind of embarrassing if Jair has that emotion. Okay, anything else?
This was uncalculated. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't really do anything else right now.
All right. The twig blights go. Let's see, what's their movement speed? Okay. They're not too bright. So that one starts moving in closer but can't do anything. These two are going to make an attack at Jair. Or, am I pronouncing that right? Jair?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this one will make an attack at the Quarrel. Okay, so attack 1 at Jair.
That hits.
That hits for 2 points piercing damage. Attack from the second one hits.
That also hits.
Okay. At the Quarrel, does a 15 hit?
Yes, only just, but yeah.
3 points piercing damage. Okay, and the fourth one didn't get close enough to anyone, so he just kind of. Yeah, he's really stupid, so he's just going to end his turn there. Okay. Next up, to Tolvi.
All right. Just brief. Like every single space is 5 feet, right?
Yes, every square is 5 feet, and I believe you have.
That's the memory of it. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. I'm gonna move 5 feet over here, and I think I'm going to attack with a spell. On the one adjacent to me.
Okay. So So I'm aware that you're a relatively new player. Ranged attacks you generally don't want to do in melee combat because they'll be at disadvantage, which is you roll 2d20s and take the lowest result.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no experience really.
Okay, so if you like, you can say that you cast it and then moved in. Because that's I'm being nice, kind GM to new players.
Okay. So like right here or something, or like I don't know, right here.
Okay. So you cast that. That does beat their armor class. So for damage, just on the chat log, just click where it says Guiding Bolt, and it will roll the damage for you. Damn. Okay, so
Nice hit.
I'm not sure what to feel about the fact that he can just immediately knock me unconscious.
well, on one hand, that did cost him a spell slot, but on the other hand, so he mutters the words, makes the prayers, however you want to describe that. And this thing explodes. Like that guiding bolt hit it square in its center, and just splinters just go everywhere. Just and you just decimated that thing. It is. If it even could be a revive, there's no chance of it because it's gone. It's gone.
Probably spend forever picking what's left of it out of the grass.
Yeah. It's just a shower of splinters over. Okay, and anything else you'd like to do?
I think I'll just stay here for now. I know you can move a little bit of distance too, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna. How much distance do I have? Does it like count? How does this part?
So I believe you started off here, so you've used 5 feet of movement, so you've got 25 feet left. So every 5 feet, or every square is 5 feet. So
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to move right here just to get closer to the action to be more involved.
okay. Decoral, your turn.
Okay, like getting over my shock of the brush I just poked sort of coming alive, I'm going to reflexively.
A twig blight exploded like 20 feet from you as well.
I'm still processing that, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But so I'm going to launch an attack with my quarterstaff and with my martial arts skill as well. I get an unarmed attack on top of that.
Okay. So roll your first attack with the quarterstaff. That sadly does not hit. The shock of this thing coming to life just surprised you just enough that you kind of reaction and swung and just missed.
Yeah, I feel that's fair. Do I still get the unarmed attack, or is it predicated on me actually hitting with the quarterstaff attack?
I'm gonna say yeah, you can still get the unarmed attack.
Cool. That's a little better.
All right, so you swing with the quarterstaff, that goes wild. Then come around with like with a spinning kick, and that gets closer, but also just kind of misses. The most you do is just brush up against some of the other just dead twigs sticking out of this twig blight.
Can I use my movement to hide my embarrassment?
You know what? I'll allow it. Make a deception check. Just for funsies. Why not?
an eye roll well.
So unless you guys have really high insight, he doesn't seem embarrassed by his misses. So, all right.
Yeah, he beats my passive insight, so.
Any movement?
My insight is 4. I don't know what that would do.
I'm actually going to stay where I am, much as but I feel like backing off would just compound my failures at this point.
All right. Redmane, your go. So far, the one who's done the most damage is the healer.
Excellent. Let's see if I can join one or the other of these groups. Moving to here.
All right.
And I will be attacking this one. In that case, we got 8 slashing.
All right, and you just bring it down, straight down the middle. And another shower of twigs. There's now 2 halves of a twig light where that one was standing. They just kind of follow.
And my axe.
Bam! You've taken down a second twig blight. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think I'll save some of the more time-consuming ones.
Okay. All right, back up to the top of the round. Jair, your go again.
All right. I'll just whack the berry again, or the blight, I mean. I don't know why I called them berry.
All right, go for it. Also just hits.
Fantastic.
Yep. So, for last turn, you decided to take a little bit of that momentum from your spin earlier and just spin a little bit lower, and this one gets cut in half as well. Okay, there's... of course. So there's one left. Anything else you'd like to do with your action before I move the turn up?
No.
Right. One that's left. It's going to continue to swing it to Coral. Does a 17 hit?
Ow, yes.
Yeah, he gets a solid hit. It gets a solid hit as twigs just dig right into you and hits you for 5 piercing damage.
I'm quite badly hurt at this stage.
Okay. Level 1. Woo. Tolvi, it is your go.
All right. So I don't. Gotta think real quick. Nah, I got a plan.
Okay.
I'm going to attack, but this time physically.
All right. It's your mace, and you bring your mace in for a hit, and it just kind of once again just brushes up against those sticking out branches of the twig blight and doesn't seem to do any damage.
Oof.
Okay.
I guess I should back away a little bit.
All right, so careful when you're in melee combat. If you choose to back away, because that provokes what's called a attack of opportunity, which means they can use their reaction to get a free hit on you
Oh, okay.
if you so choose.
Did I read correctly in the handbook that there's a special action called disengage, which you can use in place of attacking to nullify that?
Instead of attacking, you can do disengage, and it doesn't mean you get to use your action for anything else, but it does mean that you move away safely, or you can move away safely.
So you'd say probably just move back and stay in that position.
So you are going to.
I mean, if anything else, it seems pretty intense, focused on messing me up pretty badly.
Let's see. You did take a swing at it, so it is going to take its reaction to do an attack of opportunity, and miss one.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure a 7 does not hit.
yeah. Let me. What is it that I have to do for that to check if that?
Nothing.
But I'm pretty sure.
It's the attack roll of 7 would be against your armor class, and because 7 is lower than whatever your armor class is, I think it's like 18 for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he missed terribly. He did not roll high enough to beat your armor class. Which means you take no damage. Decoral, your go.
Let's see if I can redeem myself. I want to try attacking it again.
All right. That hits.
Yes.
All right.
Max damage.
A little bit, but how do you want to do this?
Whether we want to kill it outright or...
Oh, I mean, you've killed it outright. These things aren't very intelligent or bright, or they're just confused.
Yeah, but how do you want to kill him? Like, do you want to decapitate him, or?
At this point, I just want to sort of hit him on the top so hard that he actually gets planted into the ground a little if I've got enough damage to do that.
Okay, so you bring your quarterstaff down and right on top of its twiggy skull and just kind of just drive it halfway into it. Its twig head, fractures or whatever, and you've driven it like halfway down into the dirt, and it just kind of just falls over, and it is now definitely a dead shrubbery.
Can I then actually pull it back up out of the ground? I've thought better of it. I don't want to be growing more of these. These things scared me.
All right, combat's over, so you want to pull it back out of the ground. Make it a strength check. Yeah, okay. It's takes a little bit of effort, but you pull it back up, but it's whatever it is, it's definitely dead now.
Well, that was not what I expected. Have any of you guys seen anything like that before?
I was just going to ask if y'all had weird plants like that around here, because back home I've never seen anything do that.
Yeah.
Can I just survival check that
like
for nature?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Nature check.
Amazing.
Yeah, you've got no idea.
Negative.
You've heard that there are plants that can move, but there's never been any evidence for it. You just don't know.
Okay, well, that was sort of emasculating. Is there anything we can infer from the... Well, I don't know how many of these actually remain in a form where you can even find what's left of them. But is there anything... Do they have anything on them, or are they just literally just bare wood?
They're literally just bare wood. This was just a encounter to get you guys used to combat.
Cool. All right. Sorry. Like it's hard to suppress the urge to loot everything, even the most unreasonable things.
Yeah, it's
Accident.
I figured. But yeah, there's nothing of real value for these things.
Okay. Does anyone have like a bandage or something? I'm pretty scratched up.
You want me to cast a spell to help you out?
I mean, anything would be appreciated at this point, even if it's just words of encouragement.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. That'll take me back to my full health.
Yay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And in that case, I will save my small reserve of healing as well.
Okay. And going to be assuming you guys head along towards the fortress.
Yeah, feeling a lot more confident about going ahead now that I've been healed up a bit.
After a bit more travel, it starts getting to the late afternoon or the early afternoon. We'll say early afternoon. Eventually, you guys get to the ravine. The old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. At the road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth where the ravine widens. Two of the pillars stand straight, but most lean atop sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the dark depths. A few similar pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. A sturdy, knotted rope is tied to one of the leaning pillars on the side of the ravine.
Sorry, did you say it's tied to the leaning pillar?
Yes, it's tied to one of the pillars. One of the leaning pillars, yeah.
Okay, so the rope looks sturdy enough, but how well entrenched is the pillar? Like, I'm worried if we climb down it, will we just pull the pillar over?
I'd say make an investigation check. Okay. It seems pretty sturdy enough that even if Redmane or Gyre were to climb down it, that it wouldn't really budge the pillar at all. While you're investigating it, you also see some writing on the pillar. What languages do you know?
Undercommon.
I know Undercommon, Infernal, and Common.
And I've got Common, Elven, Goblin, and Orc.
And I'm pretty much the same as that, except instead of Orc, I have Leonin.
Okay. In that case, it is Decoral. You recognize this as Goblin. The words written on here. Nothing really specific. They're just general warnings of threats against trespassers. Written on this pillar.
So this might actually have been put here by the goblins, for all we know. Or maybe they didn't put the rope here. Maybe the goblins are warning against anyone actually using it.
You also happen to notice in the area that this area has had many small campfires before, but someone's gone through some effort to hide the camps from your general passerby. So, burnt twigs and stones lying about.
I doubt the children would be camping out here. Their parents would certainly miss them. So, someone a little bit more grown up, certainly at least, has been through here.
For sure. Do you think we should investigate the camp, or is it too risky? Do you worry about who it could be?
I'd say that is investigation. It's like someone had like kicked and scattered these the stones and wood bits.
Well, there's no real way to go but down, as far as I can see. Although I do recommend that we probably go down one by one.
Yeah, definitely.
At the very minimum, don't have Gyre and myself on the rope at the same time, because that could be bad.
I mean, I didn't want to say, but I'm glad that you said. Have a volunteer to go first?
I'll do it. If it keeps you guys a little bit more safe feeling, I'll take the risk.
I mean, don't feel pressured. I do have decent sort of skill in acrobatics and athletics.
Well, if you feel comfortable doing that, then go ahead.
I mean, I'm happy to go down first. I am very curious about what's at the bottom. Like this is what I live for. This sort of exploring. Like, obviously,
I will go down first.
Okay, I choose not to get in the Warforged way.
Okay. So Gyre's going down first, followed by
Me, because I'm over enthusiastic.
okay. And then after that, it's either who's following after that, Redvein or Dutolvi.
I think I'm going to hang around and make sure I go last, just in case something tries to attack at the last second.
Okay. Okay, so Gyre, you're going down first by the rope. I assume. So, let me just move you guys over. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. So you climb down with it. You make it down the rope without an issue. When you get to there, a sandy ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide but rough. Sand, rocky debris, and the bones of small animals cover it. A rough-hewn stairwell zigs and zags down the side of the ledge, descending into darkness.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I was actually getting a text from work.
Oh, sorry. This is what Gyre sees when he gets to the ledge. A sandy ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide but rough. Sand, rocky debris, and the bones of small animals cover it. A rough-hewn stairwell zigs and zags down the side of the ledge, descending into darkness.
Well, first off, who is it that can't see in the dark? I'll offer.
That
what
would
I
be the
have.
one that we sent down first.
I didn't think of that. I was just about to call out as well and say, Gyre, what do you see?
There's still enough sunlight, and you're not down so far deep that you can't see what's going on down here. So you're good.
Okay, in that question, in that case, my initial question still holds. What can you see? Is it safe?
I see skeletal figures.
That doesn't sound
They are
safe.
presumably dead.
That sounds better. I'd like to come down after him as quick as I can safely.
And Gyre, Okay, that's good enough. Because you also, as he's coming down the rope, you notice some movement. As you can notice some giant rats skulking in the shadows that begin to move towards you.
There are oversized vermin here.
And it is initiative time. So to roll for initiative, make sure you highlight your token and then click initiative on your character sheet.
I did wonder how that worked.
I don't know why Roll20 wants to do that so weird and differently, but it does.
That's whatever works. I'm happy to accept the second roll. Skemp's got the initiative that we need.
That did not take. Let's try this again. There we go. All right. So, first up, Gyre. Okay, so where everyone is right now, Gyre was on the platform, DeCoral was climbing down the rope, and the other two are still up top.
I don't think this hits, right?
That does not hit.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Redmane, your go.
Well, sorry to whoever's on the rope, but I'm climbing over you to get down there.
Go ahead and make either an acrobatics or athletics check.
Am I acrobatic enough to at least try and get out of his way, or do I not even have enough time to react?
I was just going to take it on his turn. He gets by you just fine. Like, it takes a little bit of extra effort. It ends up taking double movement speed to get all the way down. So you've gotten down to the platform, but
How far down was that? I have a move of 35, so.
that was 50 feet.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm done.
Okay. DeCoral, you are still halfway on the rope.
Okay, so if
25 feet of movement to get down the rest of the way.
okay, can I move my full movement speed down the rope, or is it reduced for climbing?
I'm just gonna say full movement speed on the rope, just because the rope was set up for easy ascent and descent.
Fair enough. In that case, I would like to get to the bottom.
Okay.
And much as I can't move close enough to get in a physical attack, I do have some darts with me, which I now realise that I have not put in the attack section of my character sheet.
All right. Let's see. I believe that'd be the same attack modifier for the hit, just because it's still gonna take dex. Damage, though, I believe is 1d4 plus dex piercing. I think. Okay.
That was less than ideal.
Just goes over and off the side, and just
I shall modify the number of darts I now have.
yeah, but it just kind of just descends down into the darkness below.
Okay, I end my turn then.
I'm sure we'll find that later.
Dutolvi.
All right. I'm gonna try to climb down as quick as I can. I know it's like 50 feet, right?
Yep.
So I can only climb down 30 feet of that, and I'll have to end my turn.
You can take the dash action on your turn, which you
Oh,
get
okay.
to attack, but you do get to double your movement speed.
Okay. Well, then I'll climb all the way down, and I'll try to stop myself right at the base of it.
Okay. The rats go. Let's see. This one's going to stupidly attack. The other two are going to move up to attack the other ones because they don't think a man of metal is going to be that tasty. But that does mean, Jair, if you like, you can get attack of opportunity on that one. He moved into and out of your threat range. Jair, are you alive?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you'd like, you can get an attack of opportunity on that one.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So here he's spending his reaction, which he gets one per full round of combat, to take an opportunity attack on a monster that moved outside of his threat range. Sadly, a 10 does not hit. So he just kind of scurries right under you and squeezes out under the ground as you bring your great sword in low for a swing and misses. Okay, then they are going to attack. This one is going to attack Jair. Gonna bite it. Does a 14 hit? I'll just check for you. Does a 14 hit?
On me?
Yes.
No.
No? Okay. The other two are going to go for Red. Yeah, they're going to go for Redmane because he's a big scary kid to get. Okay, so the first one does a 22 hit.
Yeah, we'll go with that being a hit.
You take 5 piercing damage from that one. The second one gets a crit. I am sorry. He does 8 points of piercing damage on that one. That one, like, leapt up at your face. Just.
I'm still standing. It's okay.
Okay. But yeah, that one just went right.
Barely, but I'm still standing.
Okay. All right, Jair, your go.
All right.
This is the part of the game where I get nervous if I'm going to kill a character with a rat. 20 on 7 slashing points on which one?
The one in front of me.
The one in front of you? Alright, that is just enough to take it down. down it goes. Just you manage to just skewer it onto the end of your greatsword there. And when you pull your greatsword back up, it's still stuck to your greatsword. Okay, anything else?
No.
All right. Redmane, your go. Oh, there he is. Okay. Lost you for a moment.
I'm here.
Okay, it is your turn.
Well, first I'm going to attack the one directly in front of me.
All right. That does hit. And that does kill it. So this one that leapt at your face and just did a nice amount of damage to you, just kind of you pull it off of your pull it off of you and bring your glaive down right on it, absolutely murderizing it. It is down. One rat remains. Anything else? Okay. So I take it you're doing just a daunting roar against just the rat. So he's got to make a wisdom save, okay?
Yes, just the rat. I don't need to daunt my teammates.
It is off step, but it does make it save.
Alrighty.
Terrifying, but not enough to completely terrify a giant rat.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Decoral.
Okay, so I've just seen Redmane get pretty badly chewed up by these, just despite the fact that he's still standing.
Yeah.
Um,
The second one that he killed was the one that did a lot of damage to him, but
but still, I'm very conscious that these are clearly a threat. So I'm going to move closer. I kind of wish I could interpose myself between the rat and Redmane, but I think I'll probably just stick with regular attacks. Actually, I've changed my mind, so I'll attack with my quarterstaff.
that is a hit. Okay.
Yay!
Golf club this thing straight in its head, and it goes flying over the side. You feel like you might need to yell 4 as it goes over.
Do I have to roll a save to resist that urge?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Maybe it'll land
Yeah.
on your dart.
Yes, it wasn't useless after all. Got the killing blow.
It's you're not sure as as the dart was in the way down below and just outside of your vision. Okay. All right, combat is over.
Ow.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
Just to make sure, the whole thing for getting spell slot, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The actual, the slots.
So yeah, to get your spell slots back,
You have to rest, right?
Yeah, you need a long rest.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I keep thinking
Yeah, I'm
I've got
gonna
a healing kit, but I haven't. It's a herbalist kit. Can that help heal up Redmayne in any way? I'm not familiar with how it all works.
I'm gonna say not really. The herbalist kit's more for like harvesting various herbs and plants and such.
I thought as much.
That's okay. I'll lay on hands for my entire pool to at least get some back.
Okay. So you can just press it against where the rat bit you and feel a warm glow as your wounds close up a bit. A sneeze that won't come. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so at least I'm not at 1 anymore.
How much does your lay on hands actually heal for?
Right now I have a pool of 5 points that I can heal with. So I healed for the full 5.
Fair enough.
What would you guys like to do now?
Well, the only way to go that's onward is down, unless we need to go back and rethink our position after those rats.
Also, I just remembered something. I do have the cantrip for light, so if it gets too dark, let me know. We'll use that instead. It's a little bit safer than wasting torches.
All right, shall we head down then?
Unless you don't feel safe, because that was a bit of damage.
I'm a little concerned with sort of how banged up Redmayne just got from sort of what isn't even an encounter inside the Citadel yet.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if we wanted, we could take a short rest. That'd allow me to use hit dice to heal myself again, and I'd gain my roar back. I don't know if anyone gets spell slots out of a short rest though.
Among this group, no one's gonna get spell slots back on short rest.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, if we rested for like, what is it, an hour? Is that what short rest is?
Short rest is like an hour.
So yeah, if we take an hour's rest here, I can probably hit dice myself back up to full and be ready to go.
That sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And some abilities do come back on short rest too. So got that as well. All right. So you guys take a short rest. You spend a hit dice if you need to.
I haven't even been hit, so I guess there's no point.
Let's go!
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Right, are we ready to head down into the Citadel?
I have been repaired.
I'm ready.
I'm looking almost totally uninjured now, so I'm good. Let's go.
All right. Go ahead and move your tokens as you see fit.
I'm not waiting for anyone. I'm like too excited to get into the Citadel.
Okay. Once you get to that ledge there, let's see. A fortress emerges from the darkness. The subterranean citadel, though impressive, seems long forgotten. if the lightless windows, cracked crenellations, and leaning towers are any indication. All is quiet, though a cold breeze blows up from below, bringing with it the scent of dust and a faint trace of rot. So from here, you guys are beginning to be able to see the Citadel.
Cool.
That's all. You guys continue on down. All right.
Jumps down.
Yellow. So let's. Okay. Copy. And then bring you over to the next map. Give me just a second. Okay, and then move this over like so. Reposition this window properly. Okay, you guys should be able to see the next map. Okay, guys, you should be in the bottom right corner of this big old shady map.
Aha, found us.
Okay. So once
It's all
you're
right.
here, the narrow stairs, empty into a small courtyard, apparently the top of what was once a crenellated battlement. The buried citadel has sunken so far into the earth that the battlement is now level with the surrounding floor. That floor stretches away to the north and south, composed of layers of treacherous crumbled masonry, which reach to an unknown depth. To the west looms the surviving structure of what must be the Sunless Citadel. A tower stands on the west side of the courtyard.
From my own experience exploring sort of places like this in the past, would I be able to tell how long this has been down here, roughly?
Go ahead and make a history check.
I'm rolling really well on skills today.
Centuries. Your best guess is it's been down here a long time.
I write some notes on that.
Are there any tracks in the dust and rubble, especially fresh tracks?
Good question. Make either an investigation or a survival check. Okay. You do see some tracks that, oddly enough, go around these two squares here. Upon further investigation, you have noticed that there's actually a trapdoor right here. Across the
Do we all notice that, or is it just Redmayne initially?
Redmayne initially, I'm assuming that he points it out to you guys.
Oh, he most certainly does.
Super glad I didn't step forward now.
Okay.
Now, does this seem like a trap door or a hatchway trap door?
Like a trap door.
Cool.
Can I poke it with my quarterstaff to see if I can trigger it safely?
Yeah, go ahead and just roll me a roll 20. D20, I mean, sorry.
Is that what's the command for that?
Slash roll D20. Okay, yeah,
Awesome.
kind of give it a good smack and manage to trigger it open. Opens up and you can see down there. Actually, the first thing you notice is before you can sight is a smell.
I immediately regret my decision.
You see two goblin skeletons down there, one of which has apparently been dead for about a day. You also notice munching on the corpse of on the fresher corpse is another giant rat down in the pit.
Well, if I didn't regret it before.
The pit's about 10 feet deep, and the rat doesn't seem to have taken an interest in you. Up there.
Shall I dispatch the rat before it becomes a problem?
It is tempting because if it's down there, it's probably able to get out of whatever enclosure is down there, and we don't want to be finding it later in the fortress.
And also, I have a weapon with reach, so I don't have to go down there to get to it. 10 feet, I can still attack it from up here.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Alright, yeah, you just down on its skull. It's now dead. It's off like a dying squeal, and you lift up lift your glaive back up, and just kind of lifts up a little bit with it, and falls off the end of your glaive.
Is there a way for us to pull the trapdoor back shut so that it at least blocks out the smell?
You don't notice something immediately, but as you steady around about a minute after you've opened it up, there seems to be a mechanism that has the trap close itself.
I was thinking there had to be something that closed it, otherwise, the goblin bodies would just be visible.
All right, well, that was narrowly avoided me falling in there. Shall we progress further into the fortress?
Yeah, I think so.
Is this the only door?
Yeah, this is the only door you see.
And that goes to a tower, is that correct?
Yes. Where is
All right, what do you say we take the tower?
Yeah.
Can I peek through the door before we go in, or is it too big and heavy to open unnoticed?
Nah, it's just a generic wooden door. Or a stone
I would
door,
like to
say so.
peek through the door.
Takes no effort. Give me just a second. Because I'm doing a thing where I reveal the map to you guys. That mostly worked. Okay. So inside here, this circular area is cobbled with cracked granite, upon which sprawled the bodies of 4 goblins, apparently slain in combat. One corpse stands with its back against the western wall, the spear that killed it still skewering it and holding it upright. 3 wooden doors lead from this area. A hollow tower of loose masonry reaches 30 feet into the air, but the intervening floors and stairs are gone except for a couple of crumbled ledges.
Okay, not seeing any immediate threats, I would like to move into the room.
Okay, moved into the room.
I turn back to my companions and sort of beckon and be like, "Come on."
Okay.
Are we able to tell how recently these have been slain? Like, are these still warm corpses, or are they just sort of the last couple of days?
Upon investigation, these goblins they've been dead for a while, and rats have kind of been gnawing at them. And it also appears that the bodies have been looted. Except for, of course, the one that's pinned against the wall right here.
So why would they loot the rest of them and leave that one? I vote that if whatever killed them didn't loot that one pinned to the wall, and that it did loot the rest of them, we probably want to leave the one pinned to the wall alone as well.
It's possible that whatever killed them didn't loot any of them, but something came along and started looting, but might have been scared off.
Like, I like that you're so forward thinking, but I also don't want you to be right.
Oh, I hear you. I don't want me to be right either.
Is there any way? I don't know.
Well, only place to go is onwards. Does anyone have any preference as to which door we take?
I think I'd prefer to go to the upper left.
See, and I like the door that's next to the skewered corpse.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Do we toss a coin?
Oh, we always get to have Skimp or Gyre do a tie-breaking vote.
So what were the two options?
This door and this door.
Let me do a quick scan. Top door.
Top door it is.
Okay.
I would like to peek through the door.
1 second. Peek through there, and you see a hallway.
Okay. I, for once, take the time to turn around and see if everyone's following before I actually move through. So now we just have more doors.
Hey.
No, red main.
Red main.
My Roll20 is not cooperating. I've disappeared.
Here we go. I've moved you back into.
So I take it, red main, you're going through the south door.
Not at all. Just mouse and hand not cooperating with screen. Yeah, not at all. Just it's just my mouse and hand not cooperating at all.
Okay. And stop panicking now. Like I've done DMing before, and the phrase "split the party" always induces some anxiety.
There you go.
Is there any difference between these 3 doors in the hallway?
Let me check my notes just to be sure. This door appears a bit fancier than the other two.
I think I'm going to be interested in the fancy door.
Let's see. If it's a fancy door, I'm just worried what could be behind it. Oh, it's not that
I'm going to
fancy.
be interested in, are there any tracks leading to any of the doors?
Make an investigation or nature check or survival check. I mean, investigation or survival. It's kind of hard to tell. There's definitely been tracks throughout here, but they're going like back and forth. Definitely more so with the bigger door, not so much with the other 2 doors.
Probably doesn't help that I may or may not have just trampled all over them as well.
With the roll I had, I don't think it mattered at this point.
Fair enough. Guys, I need to step away for like 2 minutes. Can you please just carry me through with the exploration as you keep going?
Okay. Which door did you guys want to check out first? And you want to look into the big one, this one? I take it.
I'm almost curious about the side doors. Yeah, let's just take a peek in that one.
Agree.
All right. Okay, so you peek into that room, and this ruined chamber stands empty of all but a litter of rocky debris. It is an empty room.
Well, it's a good thing we solved that.
Check for if there's anything on the floor in the debris.
Make an investigation check. You spend a good 5-10 minutes searching. You think you search pretty well, and you don't really find anything.
Okay.
Let's try the other side door.
Okay.
All right, I'll peek in there a little bit.
I am dumb. I missed a note here. I'm going to read this out to you before you guys open or close or look at it. This is a stone door. The stone relief carved door sealing this chamber portrays a dragon-like fish swimming. And when you go to open the door, it's locked. I apologize. That was my error for not mentioning that earlier.
Okay. Well, if it's locked, we should probably go looking for that key. Could be something interesting.
Or we could just try to force the door open.
That is true.
Sorry, I just got back. Are we talking about the south door or the west door?
The south door. The south door, my error. I should have mentioned this earlier. The south door is a stone relief carved door which portrays a dragon-like fish swimming. And it is locked.
How big is the carving? Are we talking like the full height of the door?
Not big carving. I'd say it's like eye level. Like if you were to put a sign on a door, like a sign that's just carved into the door, if that makes sense.
Have we found the men's room?
I worry about what the men would be if they're sort of fish like dragons, but again, I like the way you think, and I hope that you're not right.
That is my life. I like the way I think, and I hope that I'm not right.
What I'm thinking there with asking for the size is like I like to take a lot of records of places like this. I was wondering if I could get out a piece of paper and do like a rubbing of the sort of relief of the carving.
It's a little bigger than a piece of a paper, but you probably could, yeah.
If it's that big, are there any just distinguishing marks that I could find on it? I don't know if there's like a crest or anything on there.
Nothing that it looks nice. That's about it.
I might do a sketch instead then, rather than sort of use a whole piece of paper on an incomplete sort of rubbing.
Okay,
Just like as quick as I can, just to remind me of it. I'll do a more detailed one later.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
Have we peeked through the western door yet? The nicer looking one?
Nope.
We saved that for you.
Ah, I would like to peek through the western door, please.
Okay, you peek. Just give it a quick peek. Oops. Kind of see. From your angle, that's kind of like what you see so far. Go ahead and just. I'm doing terrible.
Kitchen?
You also. Actually, no. Oh, let me just read this here. Okay. Cruelly executed symbols and glyphs, scribed in bright green dye, decorate this large and irregularly shaped crumbling chamber. A large pit in the center shows evidence of a recent fire. A metallic cage in the middle of the southern wall contains a gaping hole stands empty. A small wooden bench draped with a green cloth is next to the cage, and several small objects rest on it. A bedroll lies near the wooden bench, and the sound of whimpering comes from inside it. I'll just try and...
I'd like to check those glyphs, see if I can notice or recognize any of them.
Alright, I think you guys can see the whole room now. Yes, you can.
Is this guy to the south the source of the whimpering, or is he said it came from in the bedroll, right?
Yeah, this right there. Yep.
I've proven quite vulnerable thus far, so I'm going to I don't know if we do. Okay.
It definitely seems quite upset, whatever it is. Actually, let's see if I have a handout for that.
I've just thought, how well can Jaya see here? Is the light level okay?
I mean, I can see pretty much everything right now.
Yeah,
Or at least on my like.
Generally dim light. It's torches here and there. You're fine.
All right, just as long as it's not like pitch black and we've just sort of been dragging him in the darkness.
And why is there no token or handout for this game? But on closer inspection, he looks kind of like this, but less menacing.
Oh, hey, literally my favorite creatures.
Oh, here we go. 15, that's what you're dealing with, except this creature's clearly been like having like an ugly cry, like snot bubbles, and if it had mascara, it'd be like heavily like stained.
Will any of us recognize the creature for what it is?
It is a kobold. Very upset, very
I reach a hand out and place it on its shoulder and ask it if it's okay.
No, the clan's dragon. We lost it. The wretched goblin stole Kralkix, our dragon. And just kind of just right into like loudly crying again. But it just seems very upset. He seemed a little bit frightened of you at first, but he's just more upset than he is afraid.
How long ago were the goblins here to take your dragon?
Let's see. Double checking my notes. The Meepo kind of responds. The creature goes, Meepo don't know, but Ustral does. Meepo can take you to meet Ustral, our leader, if you make nice. You get safe passage if you make nice. Maybe if you promise to rescue Dragon, you'll make Ustral make nice to you. Answer question.
So, what all does make nice entail?
We can share food.
Share food. Safe passage, not stab on site.
I'm wondering if maybe we could learn more about
share presence.
kids.
So if and we don't kill you, that's making nice, correct?
That's a start. Yes. Yes.
I feel this is a standard that we can live up to.
I certainly hope so. Can't make any promises.
Can we ask? Have you seen another party of 4 people come through here before? We came down here searching for them.
Meepo doesn't know. Ustral might
No,
know.
that-
Meepo don't know.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry. Well, let's go see your leader then, shall we?
Meepo will take you to the lead. Yes. Follow me.
Before we do that, I want to check out the things on the table.
Okay. Let's see. Things on the table. Sort of more of a tiny altar. Kind of see a container of green dye, a paintbrush. You're not sure where the hairs came from. And 4 tiny jade figurines of dragons.
Hey, Meepo, was the dragon that was stolen one of these here dragons?
No. Actual dragon. Bigger pet dragon. Pretty white scales. Oh, his Calcrix was so lovely. Meepo was caretaker until nasty goblins kidnapped Calcrix.
Was Caltrix kept in their cage over there?
Meepo shakes his head vigorously, yes. Trying to hold back another whimpering sob.
Well, hopefully we can help you get Calcrix back, Meepo.
Oh, you offered to get Calcrix back? Yes. In that case, yes, I must take you to the leader right away. Ustral can help you. Meepo will take you to Ustral. And begins moving towards this way and kind of beckons you guys over to come see. He will take you out through. I'm just going to go ahead and reveal the whole area here, so give me just a second. I'll reveal everything. He'll lead you up north through here. As you're walking by, you do notice, much more serious looking goblins, and they see you and they kind of go for their swords at first, but then they see that you're with Meepo, and they just kind of roll their eyes and continue their patrolling. They patrol up and down these halls.
Do we get the impression Meepo does this a lot?
You get the impression that make an insight check.
And you said goblins, but I'm guessing you meant kobolds.
I meant kobolds. I apologize if I said goblins. I meant kobolds.
That's fine. I was just making sure that we hadn't changed races all of a sudden and no one else was reacting.
These are definitely kobolds patrolling back and forth. You got the impression that goblins stole the dragon. That's about it. The Quarrel, you got no sense of how their social structure works at all. Dutolvi, with that insight check, you get the impression that he's like the annoying weakest link of the tribe. Like, he's part of the tribe, so they'll look out for him, but boy, do they find him annoying and don't like him.
I almost feel bad for him. To briefly describe this hallway that you guys walk through, is a double row of relief-carved marble columns march the length of this long, large hall. The worn carvings depict entwining dragons. And when you get to here, and in this area over here, a short throne stands near the west wall, constructed of fallen bits of masonry stacked against an old altar. On top of the altar sits a variety of small items. The portion of the altar that serves as the throne's back features a carving of a rearing dragon. A metallic key is held firmly in the dragon's open jaws. And there's a handout to go with this.
We might have just found the key, guys.
So yeah, this guy's looking a little bit more intimidating.
Yep. This one sees the party of seemingly giant creatures approaching. And she's like, "Who dares it?" And then sees Meepo. Is like, "Oh, it's Meepo." Okay. All right. What are you here for? Why did you bring these giants among us, Meepo? And does anyone here speak Draconic?
No, not that I know of. I'm not, at least.
No, and I'm regretting it now.
Okay, so the two exchange some words. The leader, who you assuming is Eustral, seems like she has a curt, harsh tone as she's addressing Meepo, and Meepo addressing her with reverence and apology.
Does Meepo bow at all?
Yes.
I would like to mimic what Meepo's doing when he bows like that, as a sign of respect.
Okay. You give a bow. What Meepo's doing is more of like groveling, as opposed to a bow. She goes, "Well," she knows, but she does notice your bow and goes, "Well, you do," and switches back to common. "You do seem to have manners." Meepo here informs
Sorry.
me you are interested in retrieving our dragon. Why?
Yes, in return for safe passage through what I assume is your home.
I'd love to help you. If we can, I will do everything in my power.
Chire is
And ma'am, we
really
may
closely
want to,
analyzing these kobolds.
we may want to be asking you a few questions and getting some help locating some missing humans as well.
Some missing humans, you say? And sorry, what was it that you said, Jair? I didn't catch that. Okay. All right. Well, about the missing humans, it's like missing humans. I remember them. They went to fight the goblins and just never came back.
And ma'am, how many of the humans were there?
I think 4. I don't really. My scouts told me there's 4 of them, but
And was this all before your dragon got absconded, or was it after?
it was after.
Well, that's a right pickle, isn't it?
Definitely. Your Majesty, obviously your highest priority at this moment must be the return of your dragon. Please, can you point us in the right direction so that we may track these goblins?
I'm not sure I trust you, but if you wish to track down our goblin for us, I won't also stop you either. Meepo! And she switches back to Coblin and gives him what seems to be an instruction. And he seems like terrified at first, but then like another stern look from her, and she kind of goes, "Okay, Meepo understands." And she turns back to the group and goes, "Meepo can guide you to where, to a secret route we know to get to the goblins' areas, and he'll be with you to help make sure that we get our dragon back."
Ma'am, begging your pardon. I have one more question. Are the goblins that took your dragon the same goblins that the missing humans were sent to fight?
I only know of the one goblin tribe around here, so I assume so.
Well, that just ties everything up all nicely, doesn't it? We need to go to these goblins anyhow, so we'll rescue your dragon in the process.
Okay. All right then, Meepo, you know what to do. Okay, shoos him away, and I pray to our dragon ancestors for your safe return. Well, more of the safe return of the dragon. Okay, and Meepo understands, and he will lead you. Let's see. Okay. Whoops. And Meepo just suddenly got fat for a second. Whoops. All right, there we go. And he leads you back down here, back through here, towards this passage. Close that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. and he begins leading you through a back passage, a narrow corridor. Back through here and into here.
Since we've hit some sort of milestone at this stage, do we know how much longer we want the game session to carry on? I'm just thinking I do still need to prepare dinner and then go to bed my end.
How much longer do you guys want to go? If you feel like you need to go right now, we can end it here.
Okay.
Different stopping point. It's not a bad stopping point if you guys would like to end it here for now.
I can go another half hour if people want. I'm just not hours and hours.
I'm fine with now because there's some stuff I want to get done. Stuff unless you guys want to play more, which I'd love. This was a lot of fun.
Rich,
I'm having fun, but we can continue this another time and continue to have fun. So, yeah, I'm okay if we want to stop here. That's cool.
Yeah, that's fine with me too.
Okay, let's call the session here then, if that's okay with everyone. I can get dinner sorted my end, and I think next time I'll be able to tweak it. It didn't quite go to plan today, so I don't have as much time as I would have actually preferred. So I do apologise for having to call it a little short.
That's fine, no worries. We'll just stop it here for now. Thank you guys for showing up and playing with me and offering to join
It was
me on
fun.
this adventure. I hope I'm doing
was
a
fun.
decent job.
I'm enjoying it. It's a good crew here. I like this group. So good times.
Yeah, I'm really impressed so far.
So new.
No, everyone starts out somewhere, and honestly, like you've at least refrained from just murdering everything in sight, which is the usual fear with new players. Like you're playing intelligently, which is good.
I'm looking at what you guys do and trying to decide what to do from there and figure it out a little bit.
But there's always that worry with any new party that they just turn out to be violent psychopaths. And I've not ever had, I've had like one party play smartly, and I'm really glad that we seem to be having that experience here.
I game with Josh in another group, and I know exactly what you mean about violent psychopaths.
Yeah, that group has its fair share of violent psychopaths.
I think an anthropologist could probably draw a lot of conclusions about that. Anyway, I do need to shoot off, guys, but thank you so much for this evening. It's been an absolute blast. I'm very much looking forward to playing more.
Yeah, thank you all. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do this.
Okay.
When is the next session, actually, before I go?
Isn't it October sometime?
Yeah, it's pretty much, I think, next week.
October 2nd.
October 1st? Does that work for everyone?
October 1st, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, about same time next week then. Okay.
Yep, excellent.
Cool. Totally works for me too.
I should be able to go even longer then as well, because I've got the following day off from work rather than having to go in.
Oh, perfect.
All right. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining in. A lot of fun. Hope to play with you guys again. For those of you who had stopped in on the stream, thank you much for dropping by and watching. I'll have this backed up to YouTube eventually. And hope to see everyone next week.
Yep, will do. Take care, guys.
Night,
Take care, everyone.